Good morning po, Madam Chair. We can proceed na po for our next agenda.
Yes, we can proceed. This is the supply, delivery, and maintenance of DCP package batch 22 laptop for teaching.
Yes po,
Teka,
Madam Chair.
bakit teaching? Akala ko non-teaching ito. Is this a pre-draw?
Pre-bid po, Madam Chair, for laptop for teaching. For non-teaching po, later pa po 1 p.m. po. For bid opening po.
Okay. So this is the, if I remember, end user, this is the result of the cancellation of the three other projects for the central office. Director Pitagan,
Yes, ASEC, 4 projects to be exact. So we've canceled four projects, and as per the direction of our focus, we would now.
And this is also coming from our 2022 funds.
Yes po.
Okay, how many lots do we have here?
Just one lot. One lot lang.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So we may proceed na. Secretariat, how many prospective bidders do we have in the room?
We have
And
6 prospective bidders po, Madam Chair.
okay, and online?
From online po, only Director Alama and you po, ASEC.
Okay. So Backsec, we can now proceed with the discussion of the specifications.
Noted po, Madam Chair. Welcome to the pre-bid conference for the supply, delivery, and maintenance of DCP package batch 2022-03 laptop for teaching. For the members of the Bids and Awards Committee 2, we have our Assistant Secretary and Chairperson, ASEC Francis Cesar B. Bringas. Good morning po.
Good morning, present here.
For our Vice Chairperson, Director Naneti Alama. Good morning po.
Good morning.
And for our 2 provisional members, we have Director Ferdinand B. Pitagan
Good morning po.
and Ms. Encarnacion T. Escuadro.
Good morning.
For the pre-bid conference, purpose of the pre-bid conference is to clarify, address bidders' questions on different aspects of the procurement at hand, for bidders to fully understand the requirements. Note that any statement issued shall not modify the terms unless in writing and issued through supplemental bulletin. For the observers, we invited through letters dated October 13, 2023. Madam Chair, sorry. Let us acknowledge the presence po pala of our prospective bidders. They are 6 prospective bidders. If I call your company name na lang po, please state your name. First, we have from AMD.
Hello, good morning. I'm Michael Lee from AMD.
Next is from Cosmic Tech Inc.
Good morning, Mon Federigan from Cosmic Technologies.
Next po is from Tech Guru Incorporated.
Good morning po. Rona Bugawisan po from Tech Guru. Thank you.
Next po is from Gap Import and Export Corp.
Hello, Edison Peñalosa po from Gap Import and Export Corporation.
Next po is from CTI.
Good morning, I'm Ding Aranas from CTI.
And last po is from Janeco Tech Marketing Corp.
Good morning po. I'm from Janeco Tech Marketing po. Thank you.
That would be all po, Madam Chair. Let me continue for the project information po. For the observers, we invited through letters dated October 13, 2023 for the civil society organizations, Commission on Audit, NAMFREL, ANSEA Foundation Inc., Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and Government Watch. We also have observer here from the Commission on Audit, Ms. Jodeline S. Rubio. Morning po. For the project information and communications technology service, technology infrastructure division, ICTS TID, which is the end user or PMO, with the source of fund DCP 2022 continuing fund for the date of advertisement and posting of invitation to bid last October 27, 2023 through PhilJEP's DepEd website, Facebook, and DepEd bulletin board. For the description, laptop for teaching package with approved budget for the contract is in 400 amounting to 469,568,190. For the start of the issuance of the bidding documents last October 27, 2023, for the cost of the bidding documents is 5,000. Payment in checks should be made payable to the ex-OSEC Trust. Bidding documents may be downloaded at the following websites: notices.philjobs.gov.ph and deped.gov.ph. For the number of prospective bidders that purchased the bidding documents as of today, November 7, 2023, 0. The pre-bid conference is open to all interested parties who have or have not bought the bidding document. For the salient points for the bidding documents po, may I turn over the mic to Ms. Karina Jamin as the project in charge po. Thank you.
Good morning po. Invitation to bid instructions to bidders. Prospective bidders should have completed within a period of 7 years immediately preceding the deadline for submission of bids. Single largest completed contract similar to the contract to be bid and the value of which adjusted if necessary by the bidder to current prices using the Philippine Statistics Authority. Consumer Price Index must be at least 50% of the ABC of the lot bid for. ITB Clause 5.3 For this purpose, contracts similar to the project shall be supply and delivery of laptops and other IT equipment, supply and delivery of laptops or supply and delivery of IT equipment, with laptops as the major component of the contract. Completed within 7 years immediately prior to the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. ITB Clause 7.1 Subcontracting shall not allowed. ITB Clause 9 The request for clarifications for an interpretation must be in writing and submitted at least 10 calendar days before the deadline set for the submission and receipt of bids. The procuring entity's address is ASEC Francis B. Brinas. Consistent with the Section 22.5.3 of the revised IRR of RA 9184, posting on the field reps and the procuring entity's website of any supplemental bid bulletin shall be considered sufficient notice to all bidders or parties concerned. ITB Clause 11. Documents comprising the bid financial component, the second bid envelope shall contain the financial documents for the bid, and the bid form and price schedule shall be per lot as prescribed in the forms provided herein. ITB Clause 12. The price of the goods shall be quoted DDP, DepEd, CORO, and SDO, or the applicable international commercial terms, Incoterms, for this project. Bid prices should be written in 2 decimal places only. Bid prices that are written in more than 2 decimal places shall be rounded off. ITB Clause 14.1 The bid security shall be in the form of bid security declaration or any of the following forms and amounts indicated in these bidding documents. Lot number 1, description laptop, cost breakdown of the approved budget for the contract ABC, 469,568,190 pesos. The 2% of ABC if bid security is in cash, cashier's manager's check, bank draft, guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit is 939,136,380 pesos. 5% of ABC if bid security is in surety bond, 2,234,840,950 pesos. ITB Clause 14.2 Bid securities other than a bid securing declaration shall be turned over to the DepEd Cash Division for custody. The bid securing declaration shall be under the custody of the Back Secretariat. Bid security shall not contain any deletion, crossing out, expunction, or any form of correction. Otherwise, DepEd may reject such security if any such intercalation, superimposition, or alteration affects any material information or feature of the document. ITB Clause 15. Bidders shall enclose their original eligibility and technical documents in one sealed envelope marked original technical component and the original of their financial component in other sealed envelope marked original financial component. In addition, the bidder shall submit a copy of each of the technical component and the financial component. Hard and soft copies of their bids in separate envelopes, respectively. Then the bidder shall seal and mark the original and the copies of their bids. Any discrepancy between the paper copies and the copies contained and as presented in the USB flash drive and the hard or paper copies will prevail. Original copies of the Class A eligibility legal documents such as the SEC DTI or the CDA registration certificate and the mayor's permit may not be submitted on the date of the and the time of the bid submission. However, the bid must be able to present such original copies during post-qualification and demand by the BAC or its authorized representatives. ITB Clause 15. To facilitate the receipt and classification of bid envelopes, outer envelope shall be colored red. Inner envelope containing technical proposal shall be colored blue. And inner envelope containing financial proposals shall be colored green. Soft copy in Microsoft Excel format of the price schedule is requested to be submitted in flash drive or an external drive, together with the financial proposal. Post-qualification documents must be submitted during the bid. This not disqualify bidders who will not submit post-qualification documents during bid submission. ITB Clause 15. Unsealed or marked bid envelopes shall be rejected. However, bid envelopes that are not properly sealed and marked as required in the bid document shall be accepted, provided that the bidder or its duly authorized representative shall acknowledge such condition of the bid as submitted. The BAC shall assume no responsibility for the misplacement of the contents of the improperly sealed or marked bid or for its premature opening. Online submission of bid is not allowed. ITB Clause 19.3, the project shall be awarded by lot details as follows. Lot number 1, description laptop quantity 11,830. Approved budget of the contract 469,568,190 pesos. ITB Clause 19.5, the computation of prospective bidders NFCC must be at least equal to the ABC to be bid calculated as follows. NFCC current asset minus current liabilities 15 minus the value of all standing or uncompleted portion of the projects under ongoing contracts including awarded contracts yet to be started. The values of the domestic bidders' current assets and current liabilities shall be based on the latest audited financial statements submitted to the BIR. For purpose of completing the foreign bidders NFCC, the value of the current asset and current liability shall be based on their audited financial statement prepared in accordance with international financial reporting standards. ITB Clause 19.5. If the prospective bidder submit a committed line of credit, it must be at least equal to 10% of the ABC the lot or last bid for, provided that if the same is issued by a foreign universal or commercial bank, it shall be confirmed or authenticated by a local universal or commercial bank. In any case, the NFCC computation or committed line of credit must be insufficient for all the lots or contracts bid. The NFCC computation shall be in accordance with the prescribed form. ITB Clause 19.5. In case of a joint venture, the NFCC shall be computed based on the audited financial statement of the local lead partner, unless it is shown by clear proof that the other partners to be joint ventures have infused capital investment to support the operation of the local lead partner to ensure compliance with the obligations under the contracts in this project. In which case, the NFCC of the foreign joint venture or the minority partner of the joint venture shall be computed. For this purpose, the local lead partner shall be that person, organization, company identified in the joint venture agreement or in the letters of intents for potential JV partners, shown to have the controlling stakes in the JV and who must be registered as a Filipino or domestic company or business entity. For easier reference, participating JVs or prospective JV partners must be indicated in their JVAs or letters of intent in the local lead partner appointed by them. ITB Clause 20.1 within a non-extendable period of 5 calendar days from receipt by the bidder of the notice from the BAC that it submitted the LBC. The bidder shall submit the following requirements: latest income, business tax returns, printed copies of the electronically filed income tax and business tax returns with copies of their respective payment confirmation forms for the immediately preceding calendar tax year from the authorized agent bank. Only tax returns filed and taxes paid through the BIR electronic filing and payment system shall be accepted. Though the latest income and business tax returns are those within the last 6 months preceding the date of bill submission. ITB Clause 20.1. A certification for the brand and product manufacturer shall be provided confirming that the proposed brand and product parts will be available and serviceable for at least 5 years after the delivery and acceptance of the goods. Quality product standard imported products should pass any international products standards and the likes. Locally made products, Philippine made, should pass the local product standards and bear the PS Park. Unit must be brand new and the model must be current and not in end of life, as reflected in the current product line found in the manufacturer's official website or official product brochure or similar literature and in the manufacturer's certificate issued for these similar purposes. ITB Clause 20.1. During the post-qualification, upon demand by the BAC or its representatives, a bidder with the lowest calculated bid shall be able to submit the following: documents to verify or support each statement of ongoing and or statement identifying each single largest completed contract, which may consist of the following: appropriate and duly signed contracts, purchase orders, agreements, notice of award, job orders, or notice to proceed, with a corresponding duly signed certificate of completion, delivery receipt, inspection, and acceptance reports, certificates of financial acceptance or official receipts. For validation purposes, original copy Class A eligibility documents. ITB Clause 20.1. During post-qualification compliance of the goods offered with the requirements specified in the BIS document shall be determined, including the following: as per Section 34.3 of the IRR of RA 9184, verification of availability and commitment and or inspection and testing for the required capacities and operating conditions of equipment unique to be owned, leased, under purchase by the bidder for use in the contract under bidding, as well as checking the performance of the bidder in its ongoing government and private contracts. If any of these ongoing contracts shows negative slippage of at least 15% in any one project or a negative slippage of at least 10% in each of two or more contracts. ITB Clause 20.1. As part Section 34.3 of the IRR or RA 9184, verification and or inspection and testing of the goods, product after sales and or maintenance capabilities. In applicable cases, as well as checking in the following: delay in the partial delivery of goods amounting to 10% of the contract price in its ongoing government and private contracts. If any of these contracts shows the bidder's failure to deliver or perform any or all of the goods or services within the periods specified in the contract or within any extension thereof guaranteed by the procuring entity pursuant to a request made by the supplier prior to the delay, and such failure amounts to at least 10% of the contract price, or unsatisfactory performance of the supplier's obligation as per contract terms and conditions of the time of inspection. ITB Clause 20.1. If the BAC verifies any of these deficiencies to be due to the bidder's fault or negligence, the BAC shall disqualify the bidder from the award for the procurement of goods. In case of foreign bidders, a certificate of authentication from the Department of Foreign Affairs shall be required for each document submitted. The Class A document or its equivalent that are written in foreign language, translated to English, and duly authenticated by the appropriate Philippine Foreign Service establishment, post, or the equivalent post office having jurisdiction over the foreign bidders' affairs in the Philippines. ITB Clause 20.1. To facilitate post-qualification, the bidders at its option may submit an advance on the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. above requirements and other documents required in Section 2, ITB 20.1. The envelope shall be placed in a brown envelope and marked ITB 20.1 documents, name of project, bid opening date, name of bidder. Failure to submit the above requirements within the required time frame or a finding against the veracity of any such documents or other documents submitted for the project shall be a ground for disqualification of the bidder for the award and the enforcement of the bid securing declaration. ITB Clause 20.1 Submission of samples. In addition to documentary requirements to be submitted during post-qualification as provided under ITB Clause 20.1, the bidder shall the bidders having the lowest calculated bid shall submit two sample laptop items units for each item. However, the bidder may provide a sample of better or superior quality, which, if accepted, shall be the reference for award, contract, prospection, and eventual delivery. These samples shall be subjected to evaluation during post-qualification. The technical working group shall evaluate the said samples to determine compliance with the required technical specifications, subject to the approval of the Bids and Award Committee. Failure of the samples to meet depth and technical specifications shall be ground for disqualification of the bidders. Special conditions of contract, DCC, SEC, Clause 1, delivery and documents. Prior to the scheduled delivery to the project size, recipient schools division. The supplier shall provide the schedule of delivery and notify the DepEd's ICTS Technology Infrastructure Division, Asset Management Division, Regional Asset Management Division, and DepEd School Division Supply Office on the schedule of the delivery. Any deviation of the schedule of delivery should be properly communicated with the concerned office during the delivery of the goods to the project site's recipient schools division. The package can only be unloaded when the school division inspectorate team is present. When any of the members of the division inspectorate team is not available during the arrival of the package at the division, the school division superintendent should appoint an alternative member who will handle the delivery for this project. The supplier forwarder shall provide the delivery recipient with the quantity specification of the delivered package to the recipient division and turn over to the supply officer or designated alternate. The school division inspectorate team or designated alternate shall perform an initial checking for the delivered package as to physical conditions of the boxes. Quantity if conforms to the items specified in the inspection acceptance report IIR and property transfer report prior to signing of delivery receipt. Only the supply officer or designated alternate shall receive the delivery documents. GCC SEC Clause 1. In case the supplier, forwarder, or supply officer notices that some items are missing or damaged, supplier should replace the missing, damaged item or optional to restrict further opening of the boxes for the protection of the supplier and recipient. Delivery should be rejected if found to be not in accordance with conditions stated in IAR. Upon determination that deliveries are complete and in order, the supply officer can now sign the PTR. The division inspectorate team shall sign the inspection report if the deliveries comply with the requirements. If not, the deliveries will be rejected. The acceptance portion of the inspection and acceptance report and receiver portion of the property transfer report shall then be signed by the supply officer. After the deliveries of the goods to the project site school division, the winning supplier shall provide copy of consolidated delivery receipt to the division supply officer and secure certificate of complete delivery. Original certificate of complete delivery shall be submitted to the contract management division together with the original billing invoice receipt. GCC SEC Clause 1. In case the supplier encounters condition impeding timely delivery of the goods, it must promptly notify DepEd in writing within 5 calendar days from receipt of such condition, and any request for work suspension and or contract period extension shall be promptly done in writing as soon as circumstances for such request have become apparent. The supplier must provide sufficient proof to support any request for work suspension and/or contract period extension. Incidental services, performance or supervision of on-site assembly and/or startup of the supplied goods, furnishing of tools required for assembly and/or maintenance of the supplied goods, furnishing of the detailed operations and maintenance manual for each appropriate unit of the supplied goods. Incid- Incidental services, performance or supervision or maintenance and/or repair of the supplied goods for a period of time agreed by the parties, provided that this service shall not relieve the supplier of any warranty obligations. Training of the DepEd personnel at the supplier's plant and/or on-site in assembly, start-up, operation, maintenance, and/or repair of the supplied goods. Please specify additional incidental service requirement as needed. The supplier shall provide tutorial videos for installation, commissioning, startup, use, and maintenance of the items delivered. Spare parts. The supplier is required to provide all of the following materials, notification, and information pertaining to spare parts manufactured or distributed by the supplier. Such spare parts as the DepEd may elect to purchase from the supplier, provided that this election shall not relieve the supplier of any warranty obligations under this contract. In the event of termination of production of the spare parts, advance notification to DepEd of the pending termination in sufficient time to permit DepEd to procure needed requirements and following such termination furnishing at no cost to the DepEd the blueprints, drawings, and specification of the spare parts if requested. Spare parts, the supplier shall carry sufficient inventories to assure exact supply of consumable spares for the goods that will be sustained for a minimum of 5 years from the date of the goods were procured. Other spare parts and components must be available nationwide and shall be supplied promptly as possible, but in any case within 1 month. Packaging. The supplier shall provide such packaging as is required to prevent their damage or deterioration during transit to their final destination. As indicated in this contract, the packaging shall be sufficient to withstand without limitation rough handling during transit and exposure to extreme temperatures, salt and precipitation during transit and open storage. Packaging case size and weight shall take into consideration, where appropriate, the remoteness of the goods' final destination and the absence of heavy handling facilities at all points in transit. The packaging, marking, and documentation within and outside the package shall comply strictly with such special requirements as shall be expressly provided, including additional requirements, if any, specified below and in any subsequent instructions ordered by DepEd. Insurance. The goods under this contract shall be fully insured by the supplier in a freely convertible currency against loss or damage incidental to manufacture or acquisition, transportation, storage, and delivery. The goods remain at the risk and title of the supplier until their final acceptance by DepEd. Transportation. Transportation of the goods shall be arranged by the supplier and related costs shall be included in the contract price. DepEd accepts no liability for the damage of goods during transit. Risk and title to the goods will not be deemed to have passed to DepEd until its receipt and final acceptance at the final destination through its authorized receiving personnel. Intellectual property rights. The supplier shall indemnify DepEd against all third-party claims of infringement of patent, trademark, or industrial design rights arising from the use of the goods or any part thereof. GCC SCC Clause 2.2 Schedule of Payment. Progress payments. Supplier may submit a request for payment based on the progress reports which shall be attached to the progress billing and should include the following: quantities of items delivered based on the schedule of deliveries and other relevant terms and conditions of the contract, and inspection and acceptance reports, including certification by supplier as provided by duly authorized DepEd representative that the items have been delivered on or properly installed and commissioned in accordance within the contract. Delivery document as may be subsequently prescribed by DepEd shall be provided by the supplier. For the initial progress payment, a minimum of 25% of the contract price shall be paid to the supplier upon a minimum of 25% delivery of the requirement duly inspected and accepted. GCC SEC Clause 2.2 Schedule of Payment. Payment shall be subjected to the warranty. Provision in the form of either retention money in any amount equivalent at least 3% of every progress payment or a special bank guarantee in the amount equal to at least 3% of the contract price required in Section 62 of RA 9184 and its IRR. The method and conditions of payment to be made to the supplier through the government disbursement procedure within 60 days after the date of acceptance of goods of the project site and upon submission of documents under this contract shall be as follows. Advance payment. An advance payment not to exceed 15% of the contract amount shall be allowed and paid within 60 calendar days from signing of the contract. An irrevocable letter of credit or bank guarantee of an equivalent amount must be submitted and shall remain valid until the goods are delivered and accompanied by a claim for advance payment. Final payment. Final payment shall constitute the release of the retention money in case of expiry of the warranty period or whatever is left of it after it has been called for use under the warranty. GC SEC Clause 3 Performance Security. The performance security shall be posted in favor of DepEd and shall be forfeited in the event if it is established that the supplier is in default of any of its obligations under the contract. The supplier shall be responsible for the extension of its performance security on or renewal of its performance security whenever necessary and without need of prior notice or instruction from DepEd to ensure that it is in force and effective for the whole duration of the contract delivery period until a certificate of final acceptance is duly issued. Performance security shall not contain any deletion, crossing out, expansion, or any form of correction. Otherwise, DepEd may reject such security if any such intercalation, superimposition, or alteration affects any material information or feature of the document. GCC SEC Clause 4 Inspection pursuant to DO 041 Series 2021 inspection or pre-delivery inspection, where applicable for goods to be delivered, shall be conducted by DepEd through the duly designated inspectorate team. The inspection or PDI shall be made upon notice to the DepEd of the readiness of the goods for inspection. The supplier shall coordinate with DepEd through the Procurement Management Service Contract Management Division on the conduct of inspection or pre-delivery inspection. Any request for inspection or PDI shall be done in writing and containing the following information: project title and contract number, specific goods for inspection, quantity of goods for inspection, venue or address of inspection site, and proposed schedule of inspection, which must be at least 10 calendar days from the submission of the letter request. GCC SEC Clause 4 Inspection. The request for inspection or PDI shall be addressed to ProcMS CMD and must be submitted through email at procms.cmd@deped.gov.ph. Pre-delivery and pre-implementation conference shall be conducted prior to the inspection of goods by designated DepEd inspectorate team as may be necessary or applicable. Prior to and for purposes of inspection, the supplier shall ensure convenient access to the goods for inspection. The supplier shall assign personnel to undertake the handling, unpacking, assembly, commissioning, disassembly, repacking, resealing, and sorting of the goods prior to, during, and after the inspection. DepEd shall have the right to visit and inspect the supplier's premises covered by the contract at any time or stage of contract implementation to monitor and assess the supplier's capacity to discharge its contractual obligations. GCC SEC Clause 4 Inspection. Goods with defects or non-compliant with the required technical specification upon delivery shall be rejected. orally or in writing by DepEd and replaced with the supplier in accordance with the warranty provision of this bidding document. The replacement goods shall be subject to re-inspection. Goods are considered defective when they are unfit for the use for which it is intended or its fitness for such use is diminished to such an extent that, had DepEd been aware thereof, it would not have acquired it or would have given a lower price for it. Defects in the goods can either be patent or latent. A patent defect is one that is apparent to the buyer or normal observation. It is an apparent or obvious defect. On the other hand, a latent defect is one that is not apparent to the buyer by reasonable observation. A latent defect is hidden or one that is not immediately determinable. GCC SEC Clause 5 Warranty. A 3-year warranty, comprehensive and on-site warranty for the whole IT equipment package. The 3-year period shall reckon from the date of issuance of the certification of final acceptance by the DepEd that the delivered goods and services have been duly inspected and accepted. Final acceptance. For the following consumable items, a standard base warranty or minimum of 1-year warranty shall be applied. Laptop batteries, laptop headsets, optical mouse per laptops. The obligation for the warranty shall be covered by retention money in an amount equivalent to 3% from every progress payment or special bank guarantee equivalent to the 3% of the contract price. In case the supplier for retention money, the amount shall only be released after the lapse of the entire warranty period, unless during the remainder of the warranty period, the retention money is substituted with a special bank guarantee as prescribed above. The special bank guarantee shall not contain any deletion, crossing out, expansion, or any form of correction. Otherwise, DepEd may reject such security if any such intercalation or alternation affects any material information or feature of the document. Laptop device batteries, warranty period 1 year. Optical mouse per laptops, warranty period 1 year. Laptop hardware components including power cables and for operation and maintenance of all licensed software products, warranty period 3 year. After sales support, the supplier shall maintain the IT equipment to be functional and in good running condition as a whole package by providing the post-implementation support and service including operation and management of deployment and deployment of support technician for repair purposes. Technical support. The supplier must have authorized active service centers with personnel possessing any of the following: NC2 in computer hardware servicing or licensed electronics technician or manufacturer certified technician in at one location in every region where the equipment will be deployed. Signed authorized contract agreement between the bidder and authorized service partner shall be included in the submission. A valid and current business permit shall be attached on the agreement. The bidder must submit list of service centers with contact details for all applicable lots joined. A 3-day guarantee to repair the unit upon receipt of the request or report of the recipient school. Ensure availability of required spare parts of hardware items per quick response time. In case units cannot be repaired within 3-day guarantee period, supplier shall provide service units to avoid school disruption on their equipment utilization and the unit must also be replaced within the maximum 7 calendar days. Service unit and replacement must be of the same branding, specification, and shall be installed prior to pull out of the defective or unrepairable unit. The supplier will be requested to provide company profiles and at least 2 active technical support contact details in every authorized service centers. Mobile number must be different from the main telephone number of the company and must be operational at least 8 hours per day and 5 days per week, business hours and days. Supplier shall set up and management help desk support and escalation procedures that shall accommodate and process all queries and troubleshooting calls within applicable business hours and business days. Help desk support should include modes of communication like SMS, phone calls, letters, email, instant messaging, and help desk system. Supplier shall accommodate and process the recipient's immediate technical support for both hardware and software. Inquiries coming from the emails, phone calls, letters, instant messaging, SMS from different telcos, and help the system coming from the recipient schools are considered official communication modes and shall be addressed accordingly. Suppliers will submit summary reports of received, resolved, pending, and closed issues every last business day of the month. Email to DepEd ICTS Technology Infrastructure Division.
For the schedule of requirements, the delivery schedule expressed below stipulates the date of delivery to the project site. For the description, laptop for teaching package with a quantity of 11,830 with a delivery period within 120 calendar days from the issuance of the NTP or from the date indicated in the NTP. For the technical specifications, bidder must state here either comply or not comply against each of the individual parameters of each specification, stating the corresponding performance parameter of the equipment offered. Statement of compliance or not comply must be supported by evidence in a bidder's bid and cross-reference to the evidence. Evidence shall be in the form of a manufacturer's unamended sales literature, unconditional statements of specification and compliance issued by the manufacturer, so samples, independent test data, etc., as appropriate. A statement that is not supported by evidence or is subsequently found to be contradicted by the evidence presented will render the bid under evaluation liable for rejection. A statement either in the bidder's statement of compliance or the supporting evidence that is found to be false either during bid evaluation, post-qualification, or the execution of the contract may be regarded as fraudulent and render the bidders or supplier liable for prosecution subject to the applicable laws and issuances. For the technical specifications, we will just run through for this detailed technical specifications. For the checklist of the technical and financial documents for the technical component envelope, Class A documents. For the financial documents and Class B documents. Deadline for submission and opening of bids. Bids must be duly received by the back secretariat on or before November 20, 2023, 8:30 a.m. On the same day, 9 a.m. bid opening for the venue Bulwagan ng Karunungan, Rizal Building, DepEd Complex, Meralco Avenue, Pasig City. Late bids shall not be accepted. No contact rule under Section 32.1 of the IRR of RA 9184. Members of the BAC, including its staff and personnel as well as its secretariat and TWG, are prohibited from making or accepting any communication with any bidder regarding the evaluation of their bids until the issuance of the notice of award. However, the BAC, through its secretariat, may ask in writing the bidder for a clarification of its bid. All responses to requests for clarification shall be in writing. Deadline for the letter of clarifications is until November 10, 2023, 5 p.m. Email to depedcentral.backsecretariat@deped.gov.ph. Note, please use your official business email in sending your queries and or clarifications. That would be all po, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Baksek. Now, the floor is now open for questions coming from our prospective bidders. Baksek, kindly take note if they have questions, the TW or the end user could answer. Thank you.
Any questions po from our prospective bidders? Just approach the mic na lang po in front of you, then raise your concerns or clarifications.
Sir, good morning. Ding Aranas from CTI. Sir, dun sa technical specs ng laptop, dun sa video card, for clarification lang. sa yun, yung video card sir na 8 GB VRAM. Ah, required po ba talaga yung 8 GB? Medyo mataas kasi yung video memory.
Good morning. Sir, ano bang ano nyo, pinopropose nyo kung natataasan kayo sa 8 GB? Kasi yun po yung requirement po namin. Now, if you want to, you can write na lang query or letter.
Hindi sir, kasi ano lang po, yung 8 GB kasi mostly for high-end na po yun eh. Mostly for CAD, ang ganun, gaming, si mga high-end graphics. Kaya medyo mataas yung memory. Since ito pong requirement natin is for teaching lang, baka pwede natin i-lower lang po yun.
Okay.
Depends po. Yes sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for that question. Tama po kayo, this laptop is for teaching for our teachers. But we also envision the next generation of resources that they're going to use. As you mentioned, CAD, we also have in the pipeline some of the high-end applications that will be utilized by our teachers. Thus, the video card requirement is quite high.
Okay sir.
Thank you.
Uh, Pete Bernardo from SunTouch Technology. With regards ito follow-up questions with regards to the video cards, no? It is a gaming, actually it's a gaming laptop. Yung weight po sir, 1.8 lang po ang maximum. So kung gaming po tayo, medyo sana mas mataas po yung minimum weight po niya. Kasi we're talking about a gaming laptop po ito eh. Yung weight po kasi nadadagdagan po.
Sige sir, in regards with the weight, we would take that into consideration. Please put it in writing. Okay. Thank you sir. So Marvin, ano yung maximum weight yung 1.8?
Yes po, sir.
Okay. We will take that into consideration. Thank you very much.
Good morning. I'm Cynthia Castro from MSI Philippines. So I just wanted, this is a follow-up questions actually in the first time regarding the VRAM. So since we are from the manufacturer, the 8GB VRAM, it's really already on the side of the high end. So mostly, sir, as to what you have said earlier, Mr. Pitagan, you're telling us na meron tayong software that we were gonna use that requires 8GB VRAM. Am I right po? For the future requirements?
Actually, this is please understand that this is a laptop for teachers. And our
Yes.
teachers, we are now trying to train them on how to integrate technology into teaching and learning. As I've mentioned, the next generation of learning resources would be that of multimedia content, game-based learning, which would require really medium or at least a very good video RAM.
Yeah, actually, sir, Mr. Pitagan, for the manufacturer, we have the 4GB VRAM and 6GB VRAM. So when we use already the 8GB VRAM, that one is already like you are a graphic designer or you're really looking into that a big rendering side. But for me, I'm not so sure what kind of software are we going to use. So for us as a manufacturer, it's since our budget also is very constrained about the budget. I think the budget per unit is just like less than 40,000. Yeah, so for the 8GB VRAM, ma'am, sir, hindi po kakasya yung budget natin for that specification. Considering we are also i7 with the 8GB VRAM, medyo malaki na po yan. Siguro aabot na po yan ng mga more than 100,000 na rin po yung price. So very, ano po tayo dito. For me, just, ano lang po, very, ano lang po kami na, ganun po yung maging mahirapan tayo sa price.
Sige po, please put it in writing. We will take that into consideration. Thank you.
Any other questions po from our prospective bidders? Going once. No other questions na po. Okay po. Madam Chair, that would be all po.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Baksek. All right, prospective bidders, kindly take note of your comments and please put them into writing so that we could formalize it. And then thank you very much for your presence this morning. Baksek, please proceed with the conclusions. Do we have timelines to remind them again? Wala na?
For a while lang po, Madam Chair.
Okay. Thank you.
Just the deadline of submission and opening of bids lang po. The bids must be duly received by the back secretariat on or before November 20, 8:30 a.m. Then for the bid opening will be on 9 a.m. po. Then for the for the venue is Bulwagan ng Karunungan, Rizal Building, DepEd Complex, Meralco Avenue. Then late bids shall not be accepted. Then for the deadline for the letter of clarifications is until November 10, 2023, 5 p.m. Email to depedcentral.backsecretariat at deped.gov.ph, and please use your official business email in sending your queries and or clarifications. That would be all po, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you very much. Are there any other concerns before we adjourn? None? Hearing none, may I hear a motion from among the members for the adjournment of this particular meeting? Do we have another agenda, Baksek?
Later na po, bid opening po at 1 p.m., Madam Chair. Same
Okay,
venue din po.
so, all right. So, any motion from among the members, Director Pitagan and Chief Karen?
A motion to adjourn the meeting for the pre-bid of the printer. Sorry, kanina pala yan. Laptop for teachers.
For teachers.
I second the motion.
All right, so this meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.